Well, Keith Young, nice to see you back at Netherdale again. You went to Watsonians and a few other clubs, I think, as well, but you're back here now. How did that journey happen?
I did, yeah, and it's good to be back first of all. Obviously where it all started since I was 17. Obviously moved up to Watsonians, had a stint there. A few good coaches, good players, different obviously Edinburgh life and Edinburgh cultures, a lot different to the Borders as you can imagine. So it was nice to see the diversity and the cultural side of things down in the Borders and up in Edinburgh. Then I had a stint at Hawick, went down there under George Graham, obviously as who I knew from Gala. That went really well, and then unfortunately did my shoulder just pre-COVID, so got an operation obviously throughout the COVID kind of battle in the hospitals and things, got that sorted out, and then kind of just thought I'd go back to my roots, kind of obviously just love being back here, don't live so far, so I just thought I'd come back and give it another dance. So
Older and wiser.
as you could say that, I wouldn't say that, but yes.
But you're back as a senior effectively now, aren't you?
I am, yeah, much younger boys than me now. Obviously, my cousin's down in the Wanderers, so it's kind of getting to know the familiar faces that are coming up, 16s, 17s, 18s, and a few boys from under 20s even coming down. So it's good mixture of boys.
But as you say, you're 17 when you started at Gala. I mean, you're still young enough now. I mean, how is the career going as far as your own personal development is concerned?
Yeah, really well. I think I'm still in a really good, strong position mentally and physically to compete at this level. Obviously, from being a higher league up, coming down, there's no difference at all. Even if it is Border clubs or Edinburgh clubs, that fight is still there. Obviously, you get a lot more in the Borders. So no, I would say mentally and physically all good. A wee bit older and wiser, as you say, so that kind of helps on the mental side of things.
Still as ambitious as ever?
Yeah, so my ambition hasn't really changed. I've always dreamt of coming back to Gala. Obviously, I said to my cousin I would play with him. There's a 10-year gap difference there, so it's just kind of waiting for him at the right moment. So I feel like this is it, and just pushing on from there. Obviously, trying to get him into the squad, see how things go. But no, it's good.
Now, fantastic, of course, that the first game for Gala will be against Watsonians.
Yeah, that's funny how things turn out. I leave to go to the club that I'm playing at when I come back to this club. So I'm sure I'll see some familiar faces from Watsonians. It'll be nice to chat to them after the game. Not so much in the game. It'll be strictly business for Gala, my dream club. So.
And how are you going to be fitting into the setup? I mean, you're always a winger, but you're a bit of a utility back as well.
Yeah, so I spoke to Jono, just said I'm still playing wing, kind of fullback positions. Obviously, as you say, very versatile in any role. So I'm happy to play any role the coach wants me to play in. As long as I'm playing and I'm fit and healthy, then that's the main thing.
It's certainly going to be an exciting year for the club, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. As I said, there's a lot of young boys and a lot of aspirations from even the older boys as well, wanting to get out of this and that one and push on to the Premiership and start fighting those clubs that we faced last year, 2 years ago. So
there certainly seems, I mean, just looking at the training session tonight, there's a real determination to put things right from last season.
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't involved last season, but I did go to a lot of the games, and they were very unlucky to get pipped at the post by Heriots. Obviously, if that changed things, they'd be into the Premiership. But no, I think it's good. The facilities here are really good. Lighting's really good. So it's just getting the numbers down consistently and fighting for those top positions.
And that's what makes a good club, isn't it? The competition for places.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it's thriving now because there is a lot of boys coming down fighting for positions. So it'll probably give a real head scratcher to the coach to who to pick. Obviously, I'm fighting to get in there myself. No position secured. So just trying to get down Tuesday, Thursdays consistently and put in a good performance.
So Liam, this is the last session before the start of the season, and actually your very first 15s game of the season.
Aye, we've no had a chance to get a wee friendly or anything before the season starts, but we're still pretty confident. We've been preparing pretty well, and we're training well, and there's a good buzz. So the feeling's good, so we're looking forward to it.
Now, of course, take us back to the end of last year. Obviously, that disappointment where you missed out by just the 1 point.
Aye.
Which you don't need reminding about, but I'll remind you anyway. But how did that affect the squad? Was it a positive thing in the end? I mean, as the months have gone on towards the start of this new season, because they can do something about it now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. We were obviously let down a wee bit at the end of last season, and we were a wee bit dejected with the result and that, but it is what it is. That's rugby. it's going to happen, and you get the really close ones, and unfortunately we were on the wrong end of it. But we learned a lot last season. We learned that how good a team we are, and we've got the potential to go and do one better this season, and I've got full confidence that we can.
Because it was a tough league, wasn't it, last year?
It was a really tough league, some really tough games. Likes of Biggar and Heriots and stuff like that. Those are big games, and we had a string of big games like that towards the end of the last season, and it was all or nothing.
Now, Watsonians then is first up. You've got a home match, which is good.
Aye,
and of
always
course,
good.
Last year it was about 50 points, I think, at Gala, but it's a very different Watsonians now.
It is. It's a different Watsonians team, and towards the end of last season, I actually thought they were a vastly different team to what they were at the beginning of last season. So no, I think it'll be a challenge, definitely. We don't know what we're going to get, but we're looking for it. We're relishing it. And it's just what we need.
And of course in all the leagues as well, they're going down to 10, which means there's 3 in the trapdoor.
Yeah, exactly. So it changes things a bit, but no, we're just going to look at it the same we did last season. Take each game as it comes, and enjoy it.